Okay, hey guys, my name is Christina and I'm going to talk to you guys about promotions. So some of the things I'm going to touch on is what it is, why do we care, some of the challenges that go along with promoting, different examples of a few companies that have had promotional issues but have rebounded and succeeded, communication channels and their effects, and then different ways to promote. So first of all, what is it? According to the Merriam-Webster Online Dictionary, the definition of promotions is something such as advertising that is done to make people aware of something and to increase its sales and popularity among the public. Why do we care? Well, even if we're not involved in the company, like working there, we are still involved with them. And if they are trying to promote themselves or the product that they have, we was recognized by the green thumbs up or the red thumbs down, we either accept it and we want to be a part of it and include it in our everyday life, or we reject it and say nope and we don't like it, and then the company has to start over, which is represented in the top picture between, so the person is the company or product, and to reach the other side of success, we are the red puzzle piece that bridges the gap between whether they make it or break it. Different challenges. The first thing is apprehension. While there is anticipation for a new product or company, there also, and excitement, there is apprehension. So people who are already having their own mindset and they use the product and are involved with the company, they don't want to change things. So like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's a really common thought of people that have this thought. And if they are operating with a certain product or within a company, they don't want change. So that's where like the puzzlement comes from and confusion, and they don't want to change. But there also is, again, like I said, the excitement, because if it's a new product, they want to test it out and be involved with it. So the first example I have is from a Minneapolis-based company called Dayton's. And it was an upscale department store that started in 1902. And because it was upscale, it wanted to try and include everybody, and so people that couldn't afford to shop there, they opened up in 1962 in Roseville, Minnesota, what is now known today as the multi-billion-dollar corporation of Target. So Target was supposed to be just a kind of convenient retail store, which is now, it's still like that, but it is kind of more upscale, you know. In 1990, Marshall Field, which was a Chicago-based upscale department store, acquired the Dayton's name, and then that same thing happened in 2005 when Macy's, which was a New York-based upscale department store, took over the Marshall Field's name, and now Macy's is still what it is today. Another example is JCPenney, and JCPenney's opened up in 1902 in Wyoming. And since the Penny's and Dayton's opened up in the same year, they were rival upscale department stores, even though one was in Wyoming and one was in Minnesota. But there was much growth, success, and expansion. So it started in the one city in Wyoming, and then it went to surrounding cities and then surrounding states all across the country. Like I mentioned, there was a lot of growth and success up until the 2010 decade, and because of that, there was a decline because a new CEO came in, and he rebranded and reimaged the entire company, and that didn't go well with the loyal customer base who was already involved since 1902, because they built that up since 1902. And that decline was shown in the profit in the budget reports for Penny's. So here's just an external example of the logo. So it started out as the top one, and it kind of worked its way down. And the biggest decline was between these two logos, and you can't see it, but the new CEO, he got rid of coupons and sales, and that didn't work with the people. And again, that decline was shown in the reports because they didn't want anything to do with it. It wasn't the pennies that they grew up with and that they knew, so they just stopped shopping there. Then an increase came when they got rid of that CEO and brought a new one in, and he did a 180 with the company and brought back the old Penny's logo, which is the second one in all red, and brought back sales and coupons, and then now there has been an increase in their profits again. It's not back to where it was before the 2010 decline, but it is increasing. Here's a huge promotional event that's going on Friday. Does everybody know what this is?
Yeah.
Black Friday. Well, it is believed to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, shopping day of the year. And according to BlackFriday.com, retailers began to realize that they could draw in more customers and bigger crowds when they had their discounted prices. So 2 approaches that are taken during Black Friday. The first one is that the companies and the retailers, they push all their ads, the coupons, all the sale information, the dates, and the times that they're going to open up their stores, all way beforehand. So people can, after Thanksgiving dinner, everyone gets the ads out and starts circling things and writing down the times and where they want to go. So that's one approach. And then the second approach is to a lot of companies will hold off on presenting all their ads and opening times and stuff because they want to keep everyone kind of anticipated to see and involved and engaged with the company, because it's like if you don't release it till the last minute, they're still going to be checking in with the company to see, what do they have to for sale and what are they going to be offering on Black Friday. So here are just a couple pictures to represent the madness up in the top hand corner. And these are actually the 2014 ads for Penny's, Target, and Walmart. So, they have the bright colors, all this stuff to try and pull you in, and that's all promotions because it's all to get your attention. And actually, according to WalletHub.com, they did a huge research on who's offering the biggest percent discounts, and Penny's and Macy's actually are the top 2 holders for that this year. So I thought that was interesting. Some different communication channels for promoting. We all know what these are. These are really popular social media sites. And most of us have one, if not more, of these. And the thing is, they're great for promoting and for keeping in contact and with companies and stuff. But the thing is for the people that don't have these, that's what companies have to keep in mind, is the people that don't have these, how are they supposed to feel connected to a new product or the company if they don't have these? So that's something that organizations to think about and how they can get their product and information to the people that don't have these social media sites. A little bit more on how they use social media. Some use it as just basically like an online billboard. So it's just to put their product out there, and it's kind of like a one-way street. And so it's not to interact with their customer base, it's just to push it out there and be like, okay, that's done. So for one of my classes, I had to do a research and a group project on, we picked Apple. And Apple strongly utilizes YouTube for putting up small clips of different products that they have, or they have like over hour-long events. So it's a big event talk about what the new latest and greatest thing is. Another way people or companies use social media is to help advertise and promote, but also to stay connected. So another group did Chipotle, and they said to get information, they just tweeted a couple questions to them, and they said within minutes they got a response. So I thought that was interesting that that's like a two-way street then, because then they can stay connected and the people know about the products and the company, and there's just that whole community sense that's incorporated with social media when companies use it. Different ways to promote. The first way, it's not commonly used anymore, but this used to be in the newspaper. So for example, it would be like on a newspaper bag, let's say the brand was Cheerios. Well then, the bag would be all yellow, Cheerios would be on the front, and it would say what it is, and then you'd have the General Mills logo, which is the brand, up in the top-hand right-hand or left-hand corner. And then at the end, there would be a sample of the breakfast cereal, and then a coupon in there. So you get the name of the product, the company, a sample, and a coupon. So if you like it, you go to the store, you buy it, and then you have it. So that's one way, and like I mentioned, it's not common really anymore. But here are the more common ways. So obviously radio and television. Those are huge because, between the music you're listening to or your morning show and then all your movies and TV shows on television, there's commercials, and commercials are just all about advertising and promoting companies and products the whole entire time while you're watching your shows or listening to the music in the morning or whatever. Another example is larger companies and organizations come in to schools and on college campuses. Back in my high school days, Feed My Starving Children came in a ton, and they came in, they give their spiel about who they are, what they do, and then at the end you could sign up for volunteer opportunities. Big Brothers Big Sisters I know is really common, just to tie it to us here at River Falls. They come in, kind of do the same thing, talk about who they are, what they do, and then at the end you can sign up and get involved with them. Another example is for local-wise, the Minnesota State Fair, and they're great because that's for both merchandise and like food promotion. So the vendor comes in with their food or product, and then tons of stuff is bought during the 12 days of the Great Minnesota Get Together. We all know that. And then again, to relate it back to here on River Falls, is the career fair. So all the local companies come in and they talk to us about who they are and what they are, and then we can kind of explore who's around town, and then hopefully that's a lot of networking opportunities and job opportunities come from that. So with my presentation, I hope you guys now know a little bit more about what promotions is and how it affects us and how we affect it. Thank you very much.